Hi, this is Dr. Michael Lam.
And this is Dr. Carrie Lam. Today we'll be going over relationship stress and how that can affect your body. Yes, relationship stress happens, but you don't have to let it overwhelm you or become too extreme. If the stress is too much, it can be detrimental to your health and well-being. And if the issues just can't be resolved, you may want to think about ending the toxic partnership. Learning how to manage relationship stress can only make relationships stronger if both parties are on board and in an equal measure. If you allow the stress in your relationship to spiral out of control, you will put yourself at risk of developing several stress-induced conditions. One
Now,
is adrenal fatigue.
now remember that your body has built-in stress resolution type of mechanism. This kicks in place, this kicks in automatically, whether you like it or not, and it is one of the body's insurance of our survival. However, when this is overly stretched over a period of time, then the control center can be disrupted, and the control center of stress it rests in the adrenal glands. And adrenal fatigue is really the consequence, oftentimes, with a body that's overwhelmed with stress. Can be physical, can be emotional, can be mental.
And the body usually manages the stress by activating the neuroendometabolic stress response. And so there are some side effects to having a lot of stress. Sometimes you can feel some low blood sugars where you release large amounts of cortisol and epinephrine, especially after you get into a fight with someone. You can just feel all that surging adrenaline. And this can actually cause blood sugar levels to either go up and then go down and just be in a whole bunch of cycles.
Mhm.
And other people are also, they get into anxiousness. And some of the symptoms of anxiousness can be
Well, like palpitations, heart throbbing, the feeling of impending doom, feeling irritable, jittery, easily startled, unable to fall asleep, just feel not so at ease. It's almost like you are like an energizer bunny walking around. You have a sense of internal jitteriness that is not able to be smooth. You just feel like you are not in a calm state overall. Other symptoms can include heart palpitations, we mentioned, chest pressure, trouble sleeping, a dry mouth. So they can be non-specific. And because it is non-specific, we always advise you to have it checked out by your medical doctor before you jump to conclusions, okay?
Yeah, other than anxiousness, your mood can also be dependent, so you can get a little sad and depressed. Other acute episodes of stress can also increase cortisol levels, but also your dopamine and serotonin can fall, therefore making your mood kind of drop into the depression or depressed state.
Yeah, you mentioned the neuroendometabolic stress response earlier, and that's ultimately the big six circuits and 12 system that regulate how our body reacts to stress as well as insult, whether physical or emotional. And this neural affect circuit is one of the biggest circuit that responsible for sleep, for mood, for emotional handling. And when that is off, you're gonna be in trouble.
Another circuit part of the neuroendometabolic stress response is the inflammation circuit. And that includes having inflammatory markers like interleukin 6, C reactive protein, fibrinogen. All of those can even increase with stress, inducing more inflammation. And your inflammation circuit also has to deal with GI disorders, kind of like bloating, nausea. Not digesting well. And so stress can definitely affect your GI tract and cause many issues.
Yeah, in fact, it's almost impossible to have emotional stability if you have gut issues because the gut is the second brain and it manufactures many of the neurotransmitter precursors that ultimately is converted, built into neurotransmitters in the brain.
So, ways to really most effectively deal with relationship stress. Just keep in mind that relationships are teamwork. Whatever situation arises, you and your partner, whether it's a friend, whether it's a coworker, whether it's your spouse, you're in this together. It's not you against each other. It's the two of you against the problem at hand. And it's especially important to remember this when you're tempted to place blame, even if the situation is out of your hands. So you have to learn to be flexible and to learn how to get this relationship to go a long ways through flexibility.
Now, relationship, as you say, it takes two to clap, so to say. So you have to make an effort to connect every day the best you can. I know it's easy to say, and all of us fail at a certain time, but the reality is that it's the trying that counts, and over time, your body will reward you.
Yeah, so find small practical ways to let your partner know that you're thinking of them. People have different love languages, so if they're a words person, compliment them. If they are acts of service, do take out the trash for them or go on a walk with them if they have quality time. Begin and end your day acknowledging that person with some form of affection, showing them that you care about them.
Yeah, use your rational thinking skills. When stress affects the relationship, it can be difficult to keep emotions at bay. We are all creatures of our feelings, and feelings are never right or wrong. In fact, it's always right from the person's perspective. But yet, it is the right thing to do given the circumstances is totally different. So pause. Take a moment before you react. Make sure that reactions are rational and let logic dictate. If you're not sure, then take a pause and back off and come back. This time.
I like that, taking the time, because I've learned to do that also with my husband. If he's angry at me, I can't just go and barge in on him because he needs that time. So know what your other person needs and respect their space if they need it at that time.
We are Chinese, so there's a saying that maturity is really developing enough tolerance and tolerance for each other and tolerance for pain enough. In the old days, they say enough pain to swallow a sword. Now, I'm not saying that's what you do. The concept is that it takes a lot of maturity to absorb what sometimes does not appear to be fair. Life is not about fairness. Life is about just simply trying to get along with people that you love. Look at the big picture. Oftentimes it's very easy to get caught in the small things, which we all are, at one time or another, being human, can succumb to. So if you both react to stress ahead of time, then you know what to expect. Then you have to be able to take actions before it comes on to make it easier for yourself. Okay, have a game plan.
Right. Yeah. Knowing what to expect and having a game plan lets you communicate efficiently. So get together, create a concrete game plan for any stressful obstacles that could come up. And this way you'll be able to avoid arguments and resolve issues much faster. And this can be with anything important, like some major happenings, illnesses, job losses, natural disasters, or any financial hurdle. Having a game plan and a direction, if this were to happen, will give you reassurance in terms of what the future may hold.
Yeah, also have a good support system. We are not alone in this world, and chances are, whatever you're feeling that is not so right is probably has been felt by many, many people in the last thousands of years. And so chances are nothing you're going through now is new in terms of your difficulties. So having an external support system of friends and family can be extremely helpful to get proper advice at the proper time. It will also take some stress off your shoulder. Okay, people outside of your relationship can oftentimes give you a perspective that is very objective and give you almost like a fresh outlook into what you are going through, because you're so close to the trees, you sometimes can miss the forest.
Yeah, I like that. And definitely, I've definitely gone to my dad or my mom about relationship advice when I needed it, whether it's with a friend or coworker or even with a spouse, like I said. So let us know how you deal with stress in your relationships. Don't forget to subscribe or share this video. We would love to hear from you, as we're here to empower you on your health journey and help you also get good relationships.